Good morning.
Good morning.
Alan Friesen here with my lovely bride, Corolla. This is going to be the finale of the 7 Simple Steps. So this one I have called Death Do Decide. And so I thought that's kind of a cool name, a cool title. I like the alliteration with it. And Corolla was asking me the other day, well, what do you mean by Death Do Decide? And I really didn't have a very good answer, but I've thought about it more. And here's what I think. I think there's like 3 parts to this. One is that if you have some great contribution that you want to do in your world, some big thing that you're trying to achieve, will you get it done? Death do decide that. Like if you die before, it ain't gonna happen, right? So that's one part of that. And then I think there's 2 kind of extreme kind of views you can have related to death. And the one being that, hey, I'm gonna die. Why bother even trying, right? Like what difference does this make? I'm gonna die ultimately. Okay, I can understand that. But on the other side, it's kind of where I'm gonna die. I have this window of time, this opportunity now to make whatever difference I can make until I can no longer make that difference. So it's one's looking at it, it doesn't matter because I'm gonna die. The other's looking at it, I'm gonna die, so now I better get on it and get things done that I need to do.
This is the time we have the experience, so experience it.
Good job. Nicely done. So that's kind of the way that I'm looking at this. So I'm thinking I want to be on the side of I have this opportunity, I have this day, this moment that I can make a difference, and I want to continue to make that difference until I can no longer do that anymore. And then the third part is that I think, in my opinion, I believe death isn't that big of a deal. Pain's bad, but death by itself is not that big of a deal. Oh, look, Scott says, well said, Corolla. So death isn't that big of a deal. And I was kind of musing on this in the hot tub the other night. I didn't share this with you, but see if this makes sense.
Okay.
I'm in the hot tub, and I got the bubbling hot water all around me, and I can feel a little breeze on my cheek, and I see the trees moving in the wind a little bit, and the sun is setting low, so there's that, the beautiful light that you get at sunset kind of a thing that softens everything. It was very, very nice, right? And so then I'm sitting in the hot tub enjoying that experience, and the sun set. And it became very calm. So there was no wind, no feeling on my cheek, no, you didn't see the trees moving anywhere. It got dark. It was kind of like, well, you're almost blind, if you will, because you've lost that sight because it was bright and now it's dark. So I'm exaggerating a little, but you understand. So because if life is all just a series of experiences and sensations and thoughts and feelings, that's all cumulatively what life is. So in that case there, now all of these sensations start to kind of go away, right? I don't see these things. I close my eyes, I don't see them. I don't feel this breeze on my cheek. I don't feel the pumps for the hot tub stopped working, so it's nice and quiet in the warm, hot water, right? Warm, hot, whichever it was. So then it's kind of like where all these sensations stop happening, right? They cease. Now, further to that, for a while it was really, really quiet, and I did a little meditation in the hot tub. So I'm really, really quiet, and I just focused on my breathing. And it was beautiful, focused on a nice inhalation, nice exhalation, just focused on my breathing for, 20 breaths or something. They were beautiful. It was very nice. And then I thought, well, okay, so if, in fact, now I suspend my breathing and I focus on my heartbeat and I hear my heartbeat, I feel my heartbeat, and then if that stopped, that's death. Just basically the cessation of all of those thoughts, all those feelings, all those all of those sensations. That's what I'm trying to get at. Which then, of course, would end any further experiences you would have, because you'd be dead. So anyways, that was kind of my thought in terms of that, well, it's not really that scary if that's what it is just the cessation of all those experiences. Or the cessation of those sensations, thoughts, feelings, etc. So that was kind of my thought. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes some sense. I think death is scary for people because it's the end, right? Like,
True.
You have this chance, and sometimes we take it for granted, right? Our chance, probably a lot of times.
Definitely.
And then suddenly death kind of looks you in the eye. Just this morning found out that a schoolmate passed away this morning, right? So you suddenly become more aware of your mortality.
Right.
And then so I think a lot of people are they're not maybe afraid of the death part. They're afraid of the like that they won't have it tomorrow. They
Right.
won't be able to go with people and do things and stuff, right?
Exactly.
And but really you won't know.
No.
So
I mentioned this before because a lot of times you get anxious, well, maybe not you, but me sometimes, about tomorrow. I got so much to do tomorrow. But the fact is, someday there will be no more tomorrow. So that you have something to focus on that you got to get done tomorrow, that's a good thing, right? So just enjoy it that you're hopefully going to wake up tomorrow morning and have a new experience, a new thing, a new contribution you can make.
and that's why you should be grateful for everything, good and bad, right? Their experiences, and the good kind of or the bad makes the good better, right?
Exactly. In the words of my hero, Paul Thorne, I'm made it to another day. You know, here I am, I made it to another day. I'm still here, pardon me. I'm still here, I made it to another day. So that's kind of hopefully the gratitude that I want to have every morning when I wake up, if I wake up, that is.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the thing. The last step is death do decide. All right. So now, what I want to do now is summarize all 7 of these steps, and then there's a couple little insights I've added to since then, and then hopefully this is of value to you. If not, you know how to stop watching, so that's okay. So the first one, if you recall, was about decide that you are your favorite human being. Decide that you're your favorite human being. Okay, so now why is that important? Well, if you've done that, here's what should have happened. Your self-talk became significantly more positive, significantly more encouraging. Yeah, go out, do it, try it, that kind of a thing. And then further, if in fact you needed some correction, your correction was a lot kinder and gentler. That's what I'm trying to say. That you said, you'd give the correction you would to your best friend and say, you know what, here's what I observed. I think this isn't in keeping with how you normally do get things done, right? So that kind of a thing. So I think that kind of plays in together. Now the next one, if you recall.
Can I make a comment about your
Yes, please do.
I have a thing in the barn where it says, be kind to yourself, because you will, we are usually our harshest critics, right?
Definitely.
And so, would you ever speak about yourself? Would you speak about somebody else the way you sometimes speak about yourself, right?
And well said. You're never going to, the things you say to yourself sometimes, terribly harsh, right?
Yeah.
Terribly, beating you down kind of thing.
Totally.
Why, right? Just, okay, made a mistake. Well, I'm human. Let's move on. Okay, let's learn from that and away we go.
And self-care is really, really important.
Very much
important.
so. Yeah, very much.
It makes you know that you're important,
Yes.
right? It allows you to know that. Yeah.
Very much so. Okay, so the second one, if you will, is be and become the best version of yourself. Okay, so that's kind of putting if you're your favorite human, and then if you're your favorite human, you want to be the best version of your favorite human, well, isn't that a lofty goal to try and achieve, right? To try and be the best version that you can be. Now, part of this is kind of a self-awareness of, well, what does that mean? What does the best version of myself look like, right? Which leads to the third one, which is about developing your mission statement, right? So with the mission statement, if you go through that process, that funeral visualization exercise, well then in the end, you're going to say, all right, this is what my funeral will look like. This is the people that were there. This is what they're going to say about me in terms of the contributions I made, the differences that I made. So then, if that's the end result, what steps do I need to take along the way to get to that result? So that's, I think, not my idea, it was Stephen Covey's idea. Well, he probably stole it from somebody else, but it doesn't matter. It's probably from Aristotle initially, but that focus in terms of, here's the end result. This is what I want to get to. This is what I want my life to mean in the end, and this is how I want people to remember me. I think that's the purpose of developing your mission.
I did a course a couple of years ago called 1 Year to Live, and it was with Pat Varley, and she's very, very smart about these things, and she modeled it from, I think it was Peter Levine's book.
Okay.
And basically, we met once a month with the idea that at the end of the year we're going to die.
Right.
And so what would you maybe want to change about your life, knowing that you were going to die at the end of the year? It felt a little morbid at first, but as you got into it, then it was very revealing.
Right.
Yeah.
And it kind of comes back to the first thing about, if you view death as, hey, I got some stuff I need to get done that I want to achieve, and I have some expiry date, I don't know what it is, right? Yep. I think it kind of relates back to that.
I always say God willing.
God willing.
Yeah.
It's a good one. So the fourth one, if you recall, was about treating your, what's it called again? Oh, keep well your way. Keep well your way, right? So what does that mean? Exercise well, something that works for your body, keep your body moving, do the things that keep your mental health in good check kind of thing, whatever that takes to keep you in your zone where you can contribute, where you can enjoy life to the best abilities. And of course, a big part of that is on food. If you I don't think I would ever just disregard food as something that contributes to your health, because food is your medicine, right? And that thought has been around for centuries. So that idea in terms of, and I'm not telling you what you should eat, I'm telling you that I would be open to experiment. Oh, hope I didn't get any on the screen there. Open to experiment on what kind of food choices give you the best energy, the best mental health outlook, the best just health, right? Mm-hmm. So what gives you the most vigor, vim, and desire to live this life as best as you can?
You want to have a good environment, right? And so what you eat, like if you have a vehicle and you have a sports car, you're going to try and put the best fuel in there you can, right? You're going to go out and you're going to wash it and polish it. You're going to drive it slowly on gravel roads. And, you're going to take care of it. You're going to create a good environment so that it lasts longer. Change the oil, right?
True.
And that's what we sometimes don't do for ourselves, right? We don't create that good environment. And we want to make sure, too, that you're around happy people.
Right.
Right? Or that kind of thing, too.
Very much so. Well said. Yeah. So keep well your way. And then the next one, the fifth one, I don't think that was an exaggeration. I said develop the best health habit in the history of humankind, I think I called it. Mm-hmm. All right. And so now that might not be your thing, and that's okay if it's not your thing, but for me it certainly works. I have to admit I have a little bit of an addiction, and it's about a 6-song addiction. I need about 6 songs a day to be in a good place. Mm-hmm. 10, 12, that's okay too. But if I miss one day, oh man, I got to double up the next day. So
kind of like me riding horses.
It's like you riding horses. So whatever activity that gets you in that place. Now, Carolla just had noted about...
I was listening to its talk on the vagus nerve kind of controls our sympathetic and our parasympathetic responses, right? So whether we have the anxiety or the calmness, right? And singing was one of the things that's a positive thing on the vagus nerve. So is like humming or the deep breathing exercises that you do, say in meditation, cold water splashed on your face. Go figure. There's do you remember Wim Hof? He does a whole bunch of, he's pretty interesting guy if you want to check him out. And he does a lot with breath and cold. He challenges people to take cold showers every day. And he's done world records, like in holding his breath underwater, like 20 minutes and stuff, right? Like just crazy things. He was injected with some sort of disease. I can't remember what it was now. And within half an hour, his body had expelled all the disease. Like He's a pretty phenomenal man.
He is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I think it's because he's Dutch and he's stubborn. I know some Dutch people, and some of them are stubborn.
No.
Okay, so anyways, that was lesson 5. And so obviously, it's not just singing. Singing is not the only solution. For me, it's the solution.
So if you can't sing, you could hum.
Well, you could hum.
There you go.
And back to singing, anybody can sing, though. All you have to do is select a song that means something to you, right? Everybody can sing. So, and I'm going to give you an example of when I'm now trying to categorize my songs that I know in terms of different lessons that it speaks to. Here's a song about personal responsibility. Boom. Here's a song about relationships, that kind of thing. So I'll give you an example at the end of one song that I use as a self-esteem booster. Okay? Carolla might help me with it. You never know. Okay, what was 6? 6 was, prepare for abundance. All right. So, prepare for abundance. Basically, I mean, in essence, if you stayed healthy, you stayed engaged, you stay that you want to stay along with the focus that you want to make a contribution, then you're going to be employed or you're going to be chosen by your clients to look after things for them. That's just how it's going to work, right? So, and if that's the case, ultimately you're going to have abundance. Maybe you have debt initially, and then once you get that debt solved, then you're in abundance, right? And so my suggestion to you was, well, what do you want to do with that abundance, right? There's a couple different things that you could do. And so I think enough said for that. If you do all the things that you keep yourself well and you keep contributing, ultimately abundance will come. That's what's going to happen. And so what do you do with that abundance when it does come is the idea. So, okay, so that's abundance. Oh, and I had another little phrase that I thought of where was that again? Oh yeah, what I have is what I want. That insight came to me the other day, and I said, "Oh, I like that. What I have is what I want." Well, then, like, there's nothing further you need. You have everything you want right now, and that's what you have is what you want, and so you're all good already. And then there's this one about death do decide, and basically the essence, you're going to decide on death, and death is going to decide for you is what I'm trying to say. So death is going to decide for you. You have plans, you have things that you want to achieve, but ultimately death is going to decide how your life is going to end.
And we have a certain amount of time on Earth.
Definitely.
Right? And not to say that I've used it wisely, for sure I haven't, but that's all the time you have. You get to decide if you want to make a difference in whatever area, or if you want to just not do anything, right?
I don't know if Corolla knows this, but I'm actually going to live another 56 years of good health. It's pretty amazing, actually. And this decade right now is going to be my best decade ever, followed up by, I think, about 3 other decades that are going to be as good or better. That's my plan. And so 56 years I'm going to live from today, which is amazing. And if you don't believe me, well, you better take care of yourself and stick around and call me a liar in 56 years or 52 years or whatever the date is. And same thing for this young woman here. She better stop riding the bucking broncs and just ride the well-trained horses so she doesn't have broken arms. Well, you didn't get bucked off, but why deal with stupid horses when you got nice horses? And I want you around for a long time, right? So you got to take care of yourself. Okay, so that's death do decide. So now the only other thing that I have, this is a bonus. Okay, women are the better human beings. Now, if you don't believe that, Google that shit. That's a fact. So if that's the fact, that women are the better human beings, then how should men, and women, but how should men specifically treat women? It's pretty obvious, right? You're not going to beat or rape humans that are the better human beings. That doesn't make any sense. So anyways, that's my thoughts, that women are better human beings. So this is a little bonus you could decide or not. If you Google it, there's all kinds of different thoughts on that subject, and including mine that I launched on International Women's Day, a little video about it. So women are better human beings. Now that also relates to the most important woman in my life right here. So in the past, I perhaps haven't been as caring as I should have been, or as attentive that I should have been, and so I want to change that now. And basically, my hope is that every night that when Corolla goes to bed, she'll say, "Man, I am glad that I married that man. Mm-hmm. He's a good one."
And I do.
All right, nice, sounds good. Okay, now I told you I have a singing addiction, and I told you that I've now kind of taking songs I'm taking songs that I know and then kind of classify them. You put a little identifier. Oh yeah, this song is about this. So now, do you ever have a time when you're a little bit off in terms of your self-esteem? You're kind of doubting yourself a little bit. You're not at the level you want to be? I got a perfect song for it. Now, it's written for a man, but a woman, maybe Corolla will change this one up. Mm-hmm. You can change it to make it for a woman, okay? And you sing this song, all you need is once a day, and it keeps the blues away, let me tell you. It's a gooder, okay? So here's that song, okay? Everybody's talking about the seventh son. In the whole wide world, there is only one, and I'm the one. I'm the one. I'm the one. I'm the one. The one they call the seventh son. I can see your future and it'll come to pass. I can do things to you, make your heart feel glad. Look in the sky, predict the rain, and tell when a woman's got another man. I'm the one. Oh, I'm the one. I'm the one. I'm the one. The one they call the seventh son. I can sing these words that all sound so sweet. They'll even make your little heart skip a beat. Heal the sick, raise the dead, make them girls talk out of their heads. I'm the one. Oh, I'm the one. I'm the one. I'm the one. The one they call the seventh son. So you try that song. That'll work for you. I guarantee it. So anyways, that's the completion of... You got anything, Dad?
I was just thinking about your song and making you feel better. I was thinking about power poses.
Power poses.
You know, like when you do the V or you just sit taller. Like I've noticed that works for me. If I'm showing and I'm feeling a little bit like, oh, I'm not going to be good today, I kind of take a deep breath and I Nope, I am great. And,
Nice.
And do that power, some sort of power pose. And you can see power poses when you see leaders of countries and stuff. They use power poses, right?
Yep.
And so don't forget to do a power pose if you're...
That's a good point. And on that point, Carola, we are trying to arrange for this Alexander Technique practitioner to come to Lethbridge. And then Alexander Technique is a lot with posture in terms of using your body as effectively as you can. Carola's interest is more in the horseback riding. My interest is more in singing. But in terms of sustaining and improving your ability to move properly and to use your body to its best advantage.
Yep, so that it lasts for a long time.
Exactly. So if you're interested in knowing more about the Alexander Technique or participating in this clinic, then, clinic, we haven't got it all arranged yet. But if you're interested...
If all the ducks come in a row, we're going to have a lady from Vancouver come. I've done a clinic with her before. She is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And Alexander Technique relates to horseback riding because of the body use, using your body well, and it relates, most of the Alexander Technique often is directed at people who sing or act so that they can use their body better and not hurt their voices for singing or, be sore from habitual poses that aren't that good for your body to do, right?
Yeah. Yes. I just about cratered my voice with one song I was trying to learn. So anyways, I have to take better care of my voice and my health, right? So not just about
So contact us if you're interested in learning more or doing our Alexander Technique course. It'll be probably a 2-day course, eh?
Probably.
Yeah.
So that's the 7 simple steps. I hope there's one person who got some value and said, hey, this made my life 2% better. That'd be awesome. But if it didn't...
It doesn't even have to be 2, doesn't it? 1%.
1%.
Yeah.
1%, 1% better life. I'd be happy if that was the result. Hope you have a great life.
And a good day.
And a good day. Enjoy this day. And death ain't nothing to worry about. So just don't worry about it.
Live your life.
Enjoy today.
Yeah.
Okay, keep well.
Bye-bye.